I am so excited to finally share this with you. I am going on tour. It is the Best Sex Ever tour. And I hope you'll join me. And the show is all about you, the audience. Every night, I'm going to be answering your questions, win prizes, and leave with secrets to have the best sex ever. Every night is different because the show is all about you. So here's the dates. Then heading to Philadelphia on August 5th, Nashville on September 29th, and Austin on October 7th. More cities to come. Come with your partner, your friends, fly solo. You'll leave with practical tools, plenty of laughs, maybe some surprises. Well, definitely some surprises. Visit sexwithemily.com/events for tickets and tour information. I will see you there. Can't wait to meet you.
We think we want sex, but we just want touch. We want those feel-good hormones that tell us that that's pleasurable, and we want more. Why would my body be responding to somebody else if I haven't even connected to my body today? If I haven't even connected? So many times, partners are touching our genitals with a goal in mind. They're touching our genitals to please us. They're touching our genitals because they want something from us. I can't fake it anymore. I can't be performative because it's like a total override of what is now in my system.
Because it is about that, making your body feel safe.
Hey everyone, welcome to Sex with Emily. I'm Dr. Emily, and my mission is to help you prioritize your pleasure and liberate conversation around sex. This show is all about you. It's about you having better sex, expressing your desires, and knowing exactly what you want. Also, be sure to follow me on all social media. It's Sex with Emily everywhere. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for full episodes and my newsletter. You're going to love my newsletter. I've been told I give really good newsletter, if you know what I mean. It's sexwithemily.com/newsletter. Finally, I am going on tour, and I hope you join me. I'll be going all over the United States, and my first stop is in Chicago on July 7th, and the show is all about you. I'll be answering your questions live. We'll be playing games. There's giveaways. It's going to be such a good time. You can find that at sexwithemily.com/events. All right, everyone, enjoy this episode.
Hi, everybody. Dolly Josette, aka the Pleasure Muse. You can check her out on all social media, and her website is thepleasuremuse.com, and social media is the Pleasure Muse. Dolly discussed the importance of what somatic work, what it actually is, and what embodiment means, which is such an important pillar of our sexual health and wellness, and the first pillar of sexual intelligence, as I write about in my book, Smart Sex. She's going to show you today, like, all the layers of what this learning will bring. We're going to show all the layers. Today's practice is going to help you connect to some of your deepest yearnings you have around sex. And what I've seen in the world, and from over 20 years of doing this, and Dolly's been in this work for a decade, is that a lot of you want to know how to connect more to yourself. You want to know how to feel more. You want to know what feels good to you so you can really enjoy sex more, so you have more pleasure, so you understand what is going to turn you on, what's going to stoke your desire, what's going to help you feel more present. And then once we learn these practices, these simple practices, not simple, like seemingly simple, but actually the most foundational work of embodiment that we can do anywhere. And so you can just start to attune to your needs and learn the skills so you could immediately drop into your body and be present for sex. So today we're going to learn more of that so you can connect more to yourself, feel more, know it. Now, as I mentioned, Dolly's been a sexological body worker and a somatic practitioner for almost 10 years. And if you don't know what that is, Dolly, can you tell us a little bit about the important work that you're doing that has changed my life and touched my life and so many other people?
I will. Before, I want to piggyback on what Emily was saying about the value of embodiment, because I don't know if I really got into this aspect, and then what we're doing today. The whole theme is sexual connection, but it's this idea of connecting to yourself first. And, we say, like, we hear the cliches, like being your best lover, like insert eye roll. But as much as we can kind of joke about this idea about being your best lover, really feel into how much we rely on other people to like let us know like, oh, he wasn't a great lover, oh, she didn't know how to do this, or if you're not feeling great in a partnership, how much you're relying on an external force to actually have you feel good. The big mystery is you don't need to rely on an outside force. You actually need to bridge the disconnection with yourself so that you can in fact have connection and feel and exude like all of this yumminess and deepen what you're feeling. That's the whole point. So today we're going to bridge it. So the work of sexological body work, when I'm working with as a practitioner, working with people's bodies, a sexological body worker, we actually can work on the pelvic floors. Working with vulva mapping, penis mapping, anal mapping, prostate massage, full body embodiment, sensuality, really mapping the entire body, looking at consent, looking at boundaries. I even work with childhood regressions, attachment styles, all these different layers of how are we showing up in relationship. But sexological body work is how are you showing up in relationship to your body? What are you noticing? It's actually bringing the embodiment element so that if I'm bringing touch into somebody, like, are you noticing potential for pleasure? Are you noticing numbness? Oh, what's showing up for you? Oh, is that a memory? Oh, you don't feel anything. So then we can start to unwind what your body is holding. So does that help
Yeah,
explain
it does.
it?
And I want to say more about this is that when she says mapping, and I just want to say they could work with you privately on Zoom
Oh, yeah.
or in person.
Yeah.
And we can, that's through the pleasuremuse.com if you want to go through
Yeah.
there. But what she's done, what she does with people, when she says she works with pelvic floor, she actually does hands-on work, non-sexual touch, so non-erotic touch. It's not erotic in the sense of, well, it can be.
Well, I'm not bringing my erotic in.
She's trying to help you in this practice, but we're going to help you do that here. And if people are interested down the road in a group vulva mapping or penis mapping that you could all do at home in the privacy of home, we could do that as well. But she could also work with you. But side note, what she does is when she says mapping, it means like if she's mapping you, she touches your genitals.
Yeah.
She could touch your arm, but she could also she uses a glove, and she could you would be laying on a table if you were in person, but massage table. And she would help you understand because there's so many nerve endings on our bodies. Like, where's my vulva puppet?
Here's one here.
For example, if she was working with you, and what we could do down the road is she would be touching you and saying, what do you feel here? What do you notice? Do you feel anything? And you'd see that and this goes for penis as well, that these are so specific. If we talk about the 12,000 nerve endings we have externally, internally, and the uncircumcised penis has 4,000 and maybe 8,000 if it's uncircumcised is 8,000, 10,000. Penis is 4,000. But these are really specific, so she could touch you, and when you're lying there, all you have to do is receive and really think, wow, I have some more sensation on my left labia, my left part of my clitoris, and not the right. And she can help people, like there's some trauma attached to it. Maybe there's some feelings attached to it. And so it's really fascinating work. That's just a deeper level.
And the reason why we do this, and then we'll get into like today's practices. It's not mapping, but this is a nice introduction to sexological body work, which is important because part of the education that Emily wants to bring to y'all is the fact that there is so much to learn, and maybe you never even knew that somebody like me existed, to understand and to get hands-on. Or when I work with couples, I teach partners how to map each other. I teach sensual massage, but they're bringing their intimate connection to each other, and I'm there like as maestro supervising, and it's amazing. But the mapping, we're looking at erogenous zones. We're looking at what's numb, what needs to be healed, and to see what's already online and where can you actually elevate sensation in your body. Because people come to me often that they're like, I'm not having orgasms, or I'm not feeling this. And we can increase your actual pleasure and your sensations and put things back online.
But yeah, but online meaning like it might already be online. It might be a really hot spot. And so if you already find a spot in your body, Dolly realized that this part of her arm was the most sensitive. felt the best. So that I was giving her, I was doing it to her, and we were like, oh, we were narrowing in on this part. So if we're doing it on our genitals or any part of our body, then we have more information to know, oh, that's where I like touch. The same thing is on our bodies. We've just been having sex the same way. Maybe it's been penetrative or even oral sex. If we learn, oh, this underside of my penis or shaft or this left part of my labia feels great, eureka, we know. And then we can say, you know what? This part of my body felt great. Let me show you what actually feels good. And that's the missing piece for so many of us. We just don't know what feels good. And then we like just go numb, or we're like, nothing feels good, because we're not as specific and able to pinpoint pleasure. But it all starts with this very foundational practices. And we're going to run through a few more of them today. I'm so excited. So hopefully everybody will learn how to attune to their own needs and their own bodies.
So my holy trinity is body, mind, and soul. I was raised Catholic. Those of you who have religious backgrounds, you know what the religious holy trinity is. But my holy trinity is body, mind, and soul. And I actually interact with them when what I'm going to teach you today is how to listen to your body. So it's as if your body or your vulva or your cock, because we're going to get into a couple of different demonstrations. It's as if it has its own zip code. It has its own like mind, and it can actually talk back to you. And we don't know that we can talk to our bodies. I mean, because that's kind of out there, right? But it's what I call somatic dialoguing. So you're dialoguing and you're like spending time with your body to actually see what it needs. Because what I find is that people actually, when they do this work, they realize, I've never checked if my body wanted to do something, and their body tells them like, hey, you've been ignoring me. I want to use my voice. So the body, that's when it can start numbing out. So why don't we get into practice?
Yes. But what I want to say is, real quick, that we're going to get into this practice. We're going to do two practices today. One is for vulvas and one is for
The whole body.
the whole body.
Vulvas and cocks, that we're going to combine that.
Oh, great.
And the whole body.
So vulvas and penises. She likes to say cock. I like to say penis, but she's tomato. We know what we're talking about. And then one for the whole body. So what we're going to do is each one, we're going to do something. We're going to do it with you. I'm going to do it. And then we're going to stop. And if you guys have any comments, you want to chat, please send in your notes, and then we'll cover it. Then we'll go into the second exercise. And after the second exercise, if anyone would love this, we'd love to bring you up on camera and talk about your experience.
Yeah, because it's really valuable to get feedback in real time. And this work that I'm going to do with you, this is what I begin with all of my private clients. I really am pulling out details from them so that we're really like seeing what's going on with them. But you're going to get a taste of it and get a sense of what is showing up for you. So we're going to begin our first somatic practice with the body anchor meditation. That is to really land in your body, connect with your nervous system, and actually how to release oxytocin so that you can fill up your cup, so that you even have more to like show up. You don't feel as depleted.
Okay, so oxytocin is that feel-good hormone that we get from touch, which is what we all sometimes so desperately crave. We think we want sex, but we just want touch. We want those feel-good hormones that tell us that that's pleasurable, and we want more.
For now, as you are, do you want a pillow behind you? I think I left it right on the other side. Do you see that? We can put the vulva behind
so everyone should get comfortable.
Yeah. Get comfortable. So just get comfortable. And I'm going to actually lead you through 5 body positions so that we can see which body position feels the best. It's like, Goldilocks and the 3 bears. She tries out the baby bears, papa bears, mama bears to see like what feels just right. We want to see what feels just right. This is a place that feels the most grounded and the most nourishing. So Emily, first start off with your hands on the top of your thighs. Breathe in and then just push into the top of the thighs like you're anchoring in. And everyone viewing, watching, please join along. Beautiful. And then the next breath, put your hands on your belly and just kind of hold your belly. This chair is a little narrow, so it might be harder to do that. Now, one hand lower belly, one hand higher, kind of by the rib cages, where that little V is of the rib cages. And sometimes it makes a difference if you swap your hands, so higher and lower. you can kind of get a sense of like, oh yeah, that adjustment really made a difference. And in the last position, I want you to, whichever hand felt better on top, move that hand. I'm going to switch mine and go up into your heart. So now that lower hand is kind of center belly, not lower, not higher, center. And then just take a breath in. So I'm kind of watching Emily through the camera. You're doing great, girl. Doing great. And I'm hearing your audible exhalations. It's beautiful. So my pillars of embodiment, because I know Emily has hers from her book, but mine are focus of attention, breath, touch, sound. Sound is included if you can hear the audible exhalations. So now as you're breathing in, start to have your exhalations a little bit longer. Good. And now out. Beautiful. Breathing in and out. That's accessing your parasympathetic nervous system. And I want you to take the focus, Emily, of your hands as the givers. They are giving to you. Just see if you can flip into taking their perspective, feeling the ridges of the clothes, feeling the rolls of skin or belly. I can feel that more in mine. Feeling the warmth, or if you're feeling skin to skin, just noticing your giving hands. Now take the perspective of the receiving body. Your body is the receiver. This is where we start to separate like that Holy Trinity, giving and you're receiving. So your body's like a different entity. Can your body feel the temperature? Does your body feel? Is it able to sip in a little bit of that energy, that warmth, sipping it in deeper into your heart, into your spine, as if you're sipping in the sun. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. Just able to receive. And Emily, keeping your eyes closed, just kind of say out loud, what are you noticing?
Well, I'm noticing it took me a few minutes to settle. Like I had a moment like, which hand feels better? And I got like tripped up. And then I remembered that like, it doesn't matter. It's not perfect. Just land on one position.
Yeah.
But now I'm noticing, so my mind took a beat. And then once I would go back to my breath, I noticed that I was actually able to really feel more. And then when you said, I thought it was interesting when you said to be the giver and the receiver in my own body. So I was like, so if I'm giving like this hand here, these hands are like, like figuring out what they're touching. But then as the receiver, I was like, okay, yeah, I feel that my body's getting warmer, like in my chest right here where my hand is.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I wasn't breathing again. So whenever I go back to the breath, I'm like, and then when I do the deep breath, I can feel my stomach. I'm trying to do like the right kind of inhale, exhale. I feel my stomach move. So that's what I'm noticing. I'm noticing it took me a beat to settle, but when I go back to my breath, I'm able to really settle in.
So good. Such good noticing. Y'all, there's no right or wrong. If the deeper, longer breath starts taking you out of it and you're like doing breath, the most important thing right here is just being with your body. Right now, it's like you're comforting yourself. Just like you're giving yourself like this little hug, yeah? And as you absorb this warmth, absorb this presence, your body's actually going to start to release a little bit of oxytocin, and it's going to feel as if you are being hugged. Now, the next thing with this whole somatic dialoguing that I mentioned, I want to see if you have any messages for your body. Emily, do you want to play along with me?
Mm-hmm.
What message do you have for your body?
For me, to my body?
Yeah.
I want to tell my body that I want it to remember this feeling of relaxation and to be able to get into it more frequently because it feels so good to be still and to be settled and to be connected to my breath. I want my body to remember that this is what it needs to feel grounded and nurtured.
Beautiful. What messages do you have for your body, viewers? Just kind of feeling into that. This is something that I'm hoping you'll do each day. The messages might change. Really good. So Emily wants her body to remember what this feels like.
And that it's so accessible. I don't have to really do much but breathe and still myself, turn off my phone.
Now let's see. Let's flip it. Does your body have a message for you? And don't answer it right away, okay? Because the message that your body has can show up. It could shift the temperature. It could be an emotion. You could feel like an energy or a tingling or a tightening, kind of memory. So asking your body, like in your mind, body, do you have a message for me? And she might be quiet. She might not be so sure that she can speak. Has she ever been asked this? So if you're not getting anything, it's fine. Just get an overall sensation.
Asking.
Yeah.
My body, well, first it's funny because my legs were crossed and my body was like, I want your feet to be on the ground so you could be more centered. Like you could be more like not off balance.
Yeah.
Because feet on the ground is so anchoring. And so I just made sure that both feet were planted. And
is there something Emily's body that you need from Emily? So now I'm going to just directly work as a practitioner. Emily's body, I'm speaking to you. There's nothing you have to do, but just in any message that you want to give to Emily. What's coming up in your mind, in your sensation?
my body's saying thank you. Like, thank you for taking time to really connect with me.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I've been the last few days been so exciting, but lots of movement, lots of running around. So it's like, oh, good. We're doing that thing where we're just grounding. My body's like, this is good. Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, thank her and let's start to move a little bit out of this. You can stay in this position, but wiggle your toes and let your bodies know. Let your body know, Emily, I'm going to come back and check in with you. My intention is to do this just even for 4 breaths a day, just to be with you, not to ask you to do anything, just to let you know I am here and that your voice matters. Look at that beautiful breath it is. So now, if you have any comments, we're going to just start to come out of this exercise slowly. You can keep your hands there, letting your eyes come into this space. Just take it in.
Well, I have a quick comment that this reminded me of is that it reminded me of like when I don't do this and I don't breathe or get grounded or meditate or do all the things I do to help me meditate, to help me feel more connected, that why it can be so frustrating sometimes when I'm like wanting to be even sexual. I was thinking that a lot of, and I was relating to a lot of our community here, that there's so many times that we're like, why aren't I in the mood? Why don't I know what I want? How do I get turned on? My partner wants me to get turned on. And it just reminded me of that. Like, why would my body be responding to somebody else if I haven't even connected to my body today? If I haven't even connected, and it kind of how we started. Why would think that my body should just be in response, be in service to others if I'm not establishing that relationship first? It was just such a beautiful reminder of like, this is the work, because then I deeply know what I need. Like, we're in this together and I can open it up for others once I'm clean with my energy and connection.
I'm like really moved by what you're saying, because this is exactly it. Like big light bulb moment.
Yeah.
Big, because it is about that, making your body feel safe.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, we are in this together. What do you want, body? What do you need? Because your body will tell you. Your body might tell you, I need rest. Your body might tell you, I need some sunshine. Your body might tell you, I need you to pay attention to me. When I worked with private clients, some really notable things that came up is like, where have you been? The body has told the client, where have you been? Or it's about time. I've been waiting for you. So log in. We want to hear your comments.
If anyone has anything you want to say.
What did you notice? Like, feel into if there's anything that you want to say. Did you want to say anything to your body?
Yeah.
Sometimes some clients have told me that they want to apologize to their body. They're like, I want to tell my body, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for ignoring you. I'm so sorry for whatever, fill in the blanks. So this is something that can be done. You can do a body anchor in 4 breaths. You can know your body anchor position. You can find your breath. Just be there. Hey, body, I love you. We're going to have a great day. And then you're off to the races.
It's really such a beautiful reset to get into that practice of knowing what you need to calm yourself.
Yeah.
Because what we do when we don't do that, and a lot of us don't do that, and often I don't do it, but we do other things. We respond to what's happening. We are go numb, or we're just reacting to our environment rather than taking those 40 breaths where you really can come from a place of grounded, being more grounded. So then the decisions you make going forward are much more connected to what you authentically want.
Yeah. And then when you start to do this, when we talk about building somatic awareness and attunement, you start tuning in. So, when we talk about like, oh, I didn't follow my gut. Your gut is your body's reaction to the wisdom. And what do? We stuff it down. We ignore our body's reaction, or we think we have to give an excuse. We're like these bobbleheads walking around, and our heads are like, oh, I'm going to think about it. No, y'all, I want you to feel into it. Do you want to do something? You don't have to say, let me think about it. Say, let me feel into it.
Yeah. And Dolly does it all the time. We've been friends for a long time, and she found me feels more grounded. That's amazing. But I think we should move on to the next exercise.
Yeah.
Okay. But that is so true, guys. We know when they say, trust your gut, what's your intuition say? And I for so long have struggled with that. It's like, I don't know. But the second I ground or I breathe, I have much more information that I trust to make decisions going forward, whether it's the bedroom or the boardroom.
Yeah, beautiful.
So what's this one, Dolly?
So next is vulva hug or cock cuddle. So I'm going to get in, like, open up my legs. Now, if you are feeling like this is not for you, you can just come back into your body anchor position. And even why don't you go ahead and start with your body anchor position, Emily, just there. And then find your breath. And then whether you have a cock or whether you have a vulva, I want you just to do a little squeeze, like if you're holding back pee, and release, just to like say hello, inviting that part of our body to the conversation. And then just check in. Is it okay in your mind or out loud if you have privacy? Hey, vulva. Hey, penis. Hey, cock. Whatever term you use. Would it be okay for some touch? I'm not going to stimulate you. Just want to spend some time with you. So if you get a yes, your body's kind of like open, like, ooh, yes, hello. But if you get a no, it's like a contraction or pull back. Then I want you to stay in your body anchor position. So Emily, are you a yes?
I'm a yes. My ball was like, yes.
So the vulva is the external anatomy. So I'm going to guide guys in the
Dolly, am I cuffing?
I'm going to guide guys to do cock after I do get the girls.
So guys, hang on to your balls. Or not yet.
Dominant hand, 4 fingers down. And then you might want to angle your body back so that you're kind of placing it down. Your thumb just on the top. It's easier to get your hand in there. And then your second hand over. And then you don't need to press in. The second hand just creates a little bit more like, ooh, it's like a thicker, like a weighted blanket without having to press in. So I just want you to kind of relax and be there. Now, guys, the best thing for you to do is to kind of get underneath your testicles. And it depends on what kind of pants you're wearing, but kind of just get underneath the testicles and then shifting your shaft towards your belly button. So your cock cradle is more like this, where your hand is lower below the other hand, where the vulva hug is one hand over. Emily, kind of get a sense of that. Now I'm going to show you something else. Swap your hands quickly. I want you to feel the energetic difference of the other hand being there. Guys, you don't necessarily need to do this because whatever is most comfortable for you, it's fine. But the girls, the gals, the vulva owners, do you feel a difference energetically? And go to what feels better for you. Okay, so what hand is touching yours?
The left hand.
And that felt better? Okay, so the left side of our body is our feminine side. So it could be a softer, more surrender. It just, your body's...
And again, if people also, the left side is also more feminine.
For men and women, it's just typically the right side of the body is the yang, is the masculine side. I'm right-handed, and if I put my right hand, I actually feel a level of like intensity, like kind of
interesting,
like action. But then but if I put my left hand, it just feels a little softer. Like
it was so subtle.
Yeah. Super subtle. So go to whichever hand feels better and breathe. Find your breath. Beautiful. Again, longer exhalation. And start to see if your vulva or your cock can get a sense of inviting in some of the warmth some of the presence of your hands. Our goal here is just to say hey, just to bring some attention and love, just to thank our bodies for all they're doing, our vulvas, our cocks, this life force. Yeah. Yeah. So just bringing present. And Emily, any messages that you have for your vulva? Thank her for, acknowledge her for. And if you want to just keep it in your mind and you don't want to share it out loud, Emily, that's okay.
Thinking, it's so nice to connect. I mean, it's so,
Okay.
I put my educator head onto it. I'm like,
No, that's
this is
it.
why, like, some of us
So
never do
nice to
this. We never
connect.
connect. And I think, gosh, I haven't even really just sat and connected in a while. So I'm just like, oh, good. Here we are. We're back together again.
That's the message. That's what you want to say. It's so nice to connect. It's so nice to hear.
Like, I remember the first time I did it, though, years ago, I was like, you got to make that gynecologist appointment, because I'd been putting it off for like a year and a half, just to go once a year. And it was like, where's my appointment? Because it was like talking to me about, like, take care of me.
Your vulva told you.
My vulva was like, why aren't you making that appointment if you care about me? Like, whatever it was, it's like literally like I hadn't done this, but since I've done this work, I was just like, oh, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Breathe. Close your eyes. Good. So all the different phases, all the different things that our vulvas can say. Now tune into what she might want to say to you. I know Emily's pronouns are she and her. So if you have different pronouns, apply that to yourself. What is he? What do they? What does she want to say? So tuning into your cocks, tuning into your vulvas, do they have a message for you? Anything that they need or they like more of or less of. And if there's no messages, they might just be a little shy right now, and that's okay.
Yeah, the message is still like, just, this is really, I'm so glad to be here. Welcome back. Let's connect more.
Yeah.
And this is important because lately, just to be honest with everybody, no, I haven't been as feeling as connected. I've been in my busy mind and haven't felt as connected and as desiring of intimacy. And I know that this is the practice that allows me to actually see sex as a intimacy, as like a feeling of connection, and not just like an act that I have to check off the list.
Yeah.
And this makes it a lot more accessible to be like, oh yeah, we are all one, we are connected, and that it starts with me.
Yeah. And you can see processing like everything she's speaking to, so her body's a little separate than her mind, but then she's also one and the same. So the Holy Trinity, it's all different, but yet it's the same. And so what I want to say, Emily, is, are there some feelings about that? You haven't been, it's so nice to connect. You haven't been feeling any intimacy, any emotion showing up. Sometimes they do.
Yeah, it makes me, it does make me feel a little like, well, a few things, telling everybody that, like, oh, this is what you do for a living. You should always be ready to go. It's like, I am just like, I know what to do about it. I know how to connect, but sometimes I just don't feel it. So that part of it felt vulnerable. But then from a personal level, it just felt like it's giving me my power back to realize like it's not just going to magically like hit me over the head right now. Like there's some more work I need to do, and I need to like look at the stress in my life or the busyness of my life. And I know when I just slow down and breathe and connect, it opens up the possibility of connection and intimacy, that it makes sense for how I've been busy and in my head a lot lately. So it just is sort of like, oh yeah, a reminder, gratitude for you and for this practice that I can turn to anytime.
Yeah, beautiful. Well said. Well said. So now checking in with any messages that your body has for you. If there are, and you want to journal about it afterwards, like there might be a lot of downloads that you're getting. For you, if you quickly come off, it can be like, whoa, suddenly. You can also do one hand there and one hand on the belly. But I want you to feel what feels good to you, Emily, coming out of that.
Okay.
And then just like coming back in this space, you're going to start to move out of the exercise. This can also, I want to kind of find out what people noticed Did you have
Yeah.
any sense of any blood flow or anything like
I
that
felt some more
happening?
warmth. I
Mm-hmm.
felt more like connection. Like I was like, oh yeah, it's like warm. And I felt a little bit of blood flow. Sure. I felt blood
Mm-hmm.
flow. I felt warmth. I felt connection.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it was really nice. I feel so, her voice too, your voice, I feel so much calmer. Can we talk about this practice though? About, I don't know, I'd love to know if anyone else felt anything you can tell us, but also, Dolly, how do we connect the dots on this? How do we like, where would we do this? How often? And then could we do this with a partner? Is this the kind of practice that you're suggesting we do? How frequently? How often? And what's the benefits?
I do this every day, my body anchor, and every other day, if not like 3 or 4 times, maybe not that much, but I try and like I make it like, okay, I'm gonna do my vulva hug. So I'll do my body anchor first, and then I move into vulva hug. So for me, like it replaces my meditation experience because I'm like I will get fidgety. I developed the vulva hug because I was fidgety. And one day I just kind of put my hand there to comfort. I was like, oh, wait, what's happening? There's like all of this stuff happening. And it started to send this blood flow and this energy that actually, after my very first vulva hug, I was like, Jason, honey.
I remember when you called me, like, I think it was during the pandemic or shortly after, you're like, I the Vulva
Yeah.
Vulva hug. It's amazing. I'm doing it every you were so
Into it. And then I on my website, I have this thing called the Vulva Hug 2.0 where you're activating yourself to like really get sexual energy. So doing it for yourself before self-pleasuring, after self-pleasuring, so that you're activating, that you're bringing in all this embodiment, and then you're here. It brings a reverence. It brings respect. It's like, thank you. It kind of brings a little bit of that goddessy energy, you know what I mean? But it's like just reverence more than like goddessy energy. It's just like really thankfulness and gratitude.
Mhm.
And guys, if you can learn to vulva hug your partner, women, men, partners, whatever the combinations, cuddling or vulva hugging your partner, it grounds the body.
It does.
It makes you feel like so seen and so revered and so respected.
Yeah, it's so probably was this work here is truly transformational, Dolly. I mean, it really is, you guys. This information is just this is the sauce. Like this is the secret. This is what we all crave. And I know that you've shown me that in the past, how to do that with a partner. And I just can't take your partners, it's so grounding and you feel so connected because so many times partners are touching our genitals with a goal in mind. They're touching our genitals to please us. They're touching our genitals because they want something from us. They're touching our genitals because they want to get us aroused. There's like it's goal oriented. But when you are grounding your partner and it doesn't do perfect, maybe just putting your hand over it and not moving your hand is such a it was like it's such it reminds me of like a weighted blanket. It's such a calming for you feel so calm and held that it's like really, really beautiful and it feels so supportive.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's a different kind of connection that I had never experienced before. And I remember when I got this from you, this practice, and then I had a partner do this. It just changes the whole. I can relax into my body. It gives me permission to feel safe and to know that this isn't. I don't have to do anything else but feel connected to my body at that moment. And then like a lot of emotion can come up, like just like deep gratitude or sadness for feeling that I haven't been as connected. And then I feel that it allows me to feel more like my partner really wanted to, I feel so seen by my partner and just like it's such a loving act.
Yeah.
To just because if you think about our genitals, it's so charged. It's always so like I said about service or about doing or going. Are you wet enough? Are you hard enough? Are you acting? Or do you look okay? And just to be like, you're okay. It's almost like someone just giving you a hug or holding you, like, you're okay. I'm okay. It's just, I mean, that is such a great practice. And it is reverence.
Yeah,
It
reverence
truly
is like
is
I think the
reverence and
best
grounding.
word because of this idea that you're not being done to. Or like who's tired of being done to?
Yeah.
Like exactly what you said. I'm of service or I have to do this or I have to be a certain way or it has to be stimulated. But even my male clients, like doing the cock cradle, it seems like, oh, I can get the vulva hug, but the cock cradle, even settling into that and being like with like the power, this life force, the gratitude, thanking our bodies for all they're capable of feeling, and bridging like trust, because your body, for it to orgasm, for your body to heal, if it doesn't trust that you are looking out for it, for him, for her, like your body wants to know, like, yeah, we're a team. She's not ignoring my needs. And oftentimes, how often are we going out, like in my early days, like just going to my fun for the night or one night stands, and it's like I didn't check on my body, and I'm like, man, I regret that.
That didn't feel good, right? I
didn't feel
wasn't
good.
present. I was of service again. And like, I love that Falcon, you said, yes, no one wants random grabs. No one wants her to grab her by the pussy or grab her by the butt. Say,
my goodness.
that's why the grab and the take, it feels sometimes so, but we've never been given permission to think otherwise. I know from my experience as a sexual being before I started in this work was that I didn't have permission to say no. And I had to pretend to like whatever was happening to me. I had to respond in the way. And if I really, because I really truly wasn't having pleasure, I would tap into what am I? Oh, I should moan now. I should move like I like it now. And so I wasn't ever authentically present during sex and responding in a way that was genuine and that was like could truly give my partner information to know what I liked.
Yeah.
And so what I love is that this work is such a jumping off point. And again, I'll say it, it's so foundational and nobody like this is like I feel like Dolly's like a secret wizard that I'm bringing in. Like I've been sharing and talking about Dolly for many years. She's been on the podcast several times. We're dear friends, but it's like, it's so hard to explain it until you experience it, why this is so important to think, wow, this part of my body I've never actually built a relationship with. It's always been this, sometimes it's something we're shameful about. It's not enough. It's not what we want. It's not acting how we want it to. And we're so mean to it. And we're so shamed by it. And we're so embarrassed by it. But think of that crazy disconnect that we feel. It's so we're shameful, we're embarrassed. It's not doing what we want. And then we should be, but I'm open for business. I should be ready for sex when the messaging has been, I don't know you, I don't love you, I don't revere you. There's nothing in our culture when it comes to sexuality and connection and intimacy, nothing in our culture is ever like, do this work.
Yeah, ask your vulva, ask your cock what it wants.
What does
ask
it
your
want?
body
What does it actually want? And this
Yeah.
is the knowing. Like we all sort of know. We all can do this, no matter who we are, no matter what our parts, no matter what our history. And I'm wondering if for some people, maybe some shame came up. Like this isn't okay. We talk about the pleasure thieves, stress, trauma, and shame. Did some anxiety come up? Did some shame come up for you? Like I shouldn't be doing this, or did you start having negative self-talk? I'd love to know that. And we can, this is just the beginning with Dolly, even though she's going to have to leave us to go back to Nashville, she can always be present in this community with us on Zoom. But Dolly, so just like think about that.
If shame came up and it didn't feel comfortable for you to touch down there, then that's when you want to go back to the body anchor. That's when you want to prioritize that. So the body's like, oh, you don't have ulterior motives. Oh, you really do just want to show up. And shame, especially, shame lives in the shadows and it wants to hide. And so bringing in touch, it's like Brene Brown. You know who Brene Brown is. She says it really best. Like when shame shows up or you're going through it and you're really embarrassed, just being present to it like a good friend. So I'm a good friend. You're going through something. I'm just going to sit next to you. You don't have to tell me anything. I'm just here for you. So it's like I'm doing that to my body, but here I am, my friend's going through something. I am just here for you, sister. And there's nothing you have to say. I'm just here for you. So in whatever time you want, you can express yourself.
And that's what we need so much from our partners, our friends. What we're saying is we need to give this to ourselves. It's so beautiful.
I know it's some emotion showing up for you.
It's just so I just love, because that really is. And this is what a good friendship is. And you have always been there.
And so transferring that, like I'm here for you, that's what we're doing for our own bodies. So that then you're filling your own cup up. you really are filling up with oxytocin. And then you develop that attunement. Your body will start speaking to you more. Your body will you'll start listening to your body like, oh no, she wants this, she doesn't want that. And then you get clarity, you start to gain confidence. And more than anything, you are nourishing and loving your body. It's like, when babies get swaddled and they're just being held, it's like you're holding your own body. You're like swaddling, and you're just protecting and again building that bridge so that your body can trust.
That's so beautiful, Dolly. I was going to say, like, I've noticed, and I'd love to hear your experience, that for me, over the years, over these many years, and when I first started learning embodiment, when we met 10 years ago, I realized that once you get into this practice, and I'd love you to share a bit about your practice and routine and what you noticed, but what I noticed is that I no longer was able to accept touch that wasn't what I wanted or pleasurable. I after doing this, and it's not like I do it every day and I'm not perfect at it, right? But I know now when something doesn't feel good, my entire body is like, that is a hell no, that's not okay. So it was like the permissioning actually became more embodied. And so it is against my entire being to have sexual experiences that are not pleasurable for me and my partner. Like, I can't fake it anymore. I can't be performative because it's like a total override of what is now in my system. Like, I can't do the performative sex or the whatever. So the sex that isn't consensual, because really we're teaching consent. This is like bodily consent. We are like, first and foremost, we are the first line of defense is our body. Like, we are the body of consent.
Yeah.
So Dolly, I'd love to know, like, how long it take till this became routine for you, but also what did you start to notice about your sex life and your relationship to your body and to your husband? What was Dolly before and after?
Oh
So
my
first
gosh.
routine and then Dolly before and after would be amazing. Dolly before somatic work and then after.
Well, I have a funny story. When I did my sexological bodywork training, it was in the UK. And for whatever reason, like I couldn't get my husband, like we could text, like I couldn't get a Zoom. My reception was really bad where we were out in the country. And as I started really learning about like feeling into my body, he asked me something on text if he could go do something that would normally be a no. Like I was like, that I read it, was like, why is he even asking this? I was like, well, let me feel into it. So I'm like, listen, I'm feeling this. And I'm like, and none of my body was like, it was just so neutral. And I was like, I felt
Ooh.
into it and I'm totally okay with that.
Huh.
And he wrote me back. He's like, are you doing the class on me?
Oh, because you
He's like, is this the class? Like,
responded back.
I was like, I felt into it. And I'm a yes, you could do that. And he's like, wait, is this the class that you're doing? And I'm like, yes. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, I like it. So it's this idea that you do start to get a sense of like your body, like, ooh, yes, or ooh, no.
Uh-huh.
And so you do start to know your authentic yeses and nos. And so it's what you said. But it deepened intimacy. It deepened connection. So if you are craving connection, you might be married to somebody for many years, or you might be looking to move into a new relationship, into a deeper, more authentic. This kind of practice will deepen your intimacy. It doesn't mean that you need to say goodbye to casual sex, but then you may have a choice. Is casual sex something for you? Like, I'm not in shame about it. Like, if you want casual sex, be embodied and like go for it and feel everything you can in that moment. And do you want to bridge into the intimacy? Then maybe you're inviting your partner to like do the reverent, vulva hug or cock cradle, just so that they can drop into their body. Also with the cock cradle, it's important to like love the cock in all its stages. We don't need, and having like soft cock and just holding it and being with it. It's like when I do this to my husband, and initially he's like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, don't I have to do it in all stages? He's like, oh, and he's like soft, and he's like, I cannot believe how comforting this feels. I cannot believe like all my thing. Oh, it's not the way I want. It just went away, Dolly. And so again, it's that just loving your body in all of its stages. And this has gotten me through hellish times of perimenopause, moving across country, like when I was like going through stress about that, like just here I am, body, we're going to get through this together. But deepening the intimacy, it's the biggest takeaway
Yeah.
so that your relationships can really feel good.
Yeah, well, what I love what you said is it almost sounds like this is such a this is something that I always work on is the power of the pause. Sometimes we want to just immediately respond to something. Like you said, he sent you a text, your first thing was enraged, like, no, how dare he? But it's that pause. That's where the magic, that's where we change in the pause between reaction.
Yeah.
And that is the practice. And so if you find people say, go for a walk if you're feeling something, like think about it. This is another thing you could do. I want to respond. I know I shouldn't, like, I'm feeling, even if anytime you're feeling enraged or anger or like this strong reaction on either side, check in first and see, like, is this just coming from a thought or a previous conditioning that when your husband asked in the past, it was a no? But I love that, that granular, like, that wasn't a time thing. You didn't have to respond. We always have time to pause. And so much, and that just comes up. That comes up for me a lot. I don't know if that comes up for you, but I've found there's a lot of ways I react. Even today, I had a reaction with my assistant, Ben, who I adore. And Dolly was there, and I responded a way that he didn't. He's a fucking champ. He's doing things so much, and we were having so much chaos going on that I responded a way, and I just immediately felt like, why did I do that? He's a fucking woman. That's a rock star. And so but I was thinking I was triggered by something that had nothing to do with him. And I thought, again, you guys, I'm not perfect practice, but how do you friggin' stop before you react? And this is a refresher. I feel like this is going to even just stay with me.
Well, and you said like you've been out of practice of doing that. So waking up before you go into a meeting, when you're finishing up all your stuff, just being there and grounding, it has you show up more capable to take on other people's stuff because you are filling up your own cup.
We all do. Thanks for spending time with me, y'all.